Time for another thoughts for the base from the basement, not for the basement, from the basement. Eleanor was doing some work on a Bible project, Bible homework the other night about God and good and evil and all that kind of stuff. And when I read what she had written, she had something that I hadn't really thought of before. And that has to do with what we think of God. Now, what she had done was she had looked up the definition of good in the dictionary. The first definition was a standard on which or by which something is measured. The second definition was something that is beneficial. And her point that she made in this writing was, do we think of God as a standard by which we measure things? Or do we only see him as good because he's beneficial? So I wanted to investigate or explore that a little bit. So if we don't regard God as a standard, something by which we stack up, by which we measure the goodness of anything, ourselves, our products, our actions, our words, etc., then what standard do we have? Secondly, if all we think of God as beneficial, or if we only think of God as something good in the beneficial sense, that what he does for me is good, it seems to me that we have a selfish religion. Because then the definition of what's good is what I say is good. And we kind of end up sounding like children who doubt their parents' beneficence. You know, I don't have good parents. Well, why would you say that? Well, because they make me eat peas. Or my dad won't let me drive. Well, why not? Well, I don't know. And the kid's 10. You know, if we define everything by whether we think it's good for us, I think we're a bit short-sighted. And because we're focused on us, it's not God that's God, it's us. Or it's me. It is I. That is God. Which, when you think about it, is kind of messed up. So, let's examine ourselves to discover, do we think of God as good or not good because of how he benefits us? Or do we think of God as good because his character is good, because he is inherently good and he is that measurement against which we measure everything else?